The morning arrives not with a whisper, but with a heavy, humid embrace. The Chao Phraya awakens, its surface a bruised silver, reflecting the first reach of saffron light. Across the water, the roar of long-tail engines begins, a mechanical growl that should shatter the peace, yet somehow anchors it. Here, the secret is not to fight the noise, but to find the internal silence that rides alongside it. To breathe in the damp air and realize that the world moves regardless of our permission. In Sukhumvit, the sky turns a deep, bruised violet, a canvas for the neon labyrinth. Above the streets, thickets of power lines hang like heavy vines in a techno-jungle, tangling the air. We call it chaos, but that is a myth born of a desire for straight lines. Look closer. There is a rhythm in the overlap, a complex geometry of necessity. To walk here is to accept that order does not always look like a grid. Sometimes it looks like a beautiful electric mess. Beside the thrumming traffic, a small island of steam rises from a street food stall. Mali moves with the economy of a dancer, her ladle hitting the metal wok in a soft, percussive beat. The city rushes past in a blur of headlights, but here, the air smells of ginger and toasted garlic. It is a masterclass in coexistence, the high-speed dream, and the slow, simmering reality, sharing the same square foot of cracked pavement without apology. A golden spire, sharp and ancient, reaches for the clouds, while the glass and concrete bulk of a brutalist mall stands as its silent neighbor. This is the organic city, where the sacred and the commercial grow like interlocking roots. We often believe in rigid boundaries, that the soul lives here and the body lives there. Bangkok suggests otherwise. It suggests that holiness can breathe in the shadow of a department store, and both are equally temporary. On a blue plastic stool, tucked between a motorcycle repair shop and a flower vendor, Prasert sits in perfect repose. He watches the world with eyes that have seen the city reinvent itself 1,000 times. He embodies Mai Pen Rai, the philosophy that translates to, "It doesn't matter," or "It's okay." It is not apathy, it is spiritual surrender. It is the understanding that gripping a problem too tightly only bruises the hands. The long-tail boat cuts through the wake of a larger ferry, its bow rising and falling with the choppy rhythm of the river. The water is never the same twice. It is a constant lesson in instability. To stay upright, one must be supple, leaning into the tilt rather than resisting it. We are not meant to be the rock that breaks the current. We are meant to be the flow that finds its way around the stone. Turn away from the main road and enter a soi, a quiet back alley where the roar of the city becomes a distant hum. Here, the organized chaos finds its breath. Potted ferns spill over balconies, and the air is still. In the shade of a parked scooter, a cat named SUA sleeps with absolute confidence in the world's kindness. It is the dance between the roar and the whisper, reminding us that peace isn't the absence of noise, but the space we make for the quiet. Tucked into a corner of a busy parking lot stands a San Fra Pum, a spirit house, ornate and shimmering with fresh marigolds. Ratana approaches with a small garland, her head bowed in a momentary pause. It is an act of cultural humility, a daily acknowledgement that we are guests in a world governed by forces far greater and older than our own ambitions. To bow is to let go of the ego's need to be the center of the story. From above, the intersection at Asok looks like a nervous system in flux. Hundreds of motorbikes huddle at the red light, a sea of helmets and chrome. When the light turns green, they move not as individuals, but as a single, intuitive wave. There is no master plan, only a collective flow of unplanned coordination. It is proof that we do not always need a map to move forward. Sometimes, we only need to trust the movement of those beside us. In a quiet kitchen, Sune lifts a bowl of steaming jasmine rice, the scent rising like a prayer. There is a radical acceptance in the simple act of eating. The rice is soft, yielding, and nourishing. Like the bamboo that bends in the monsoon winds, we are invited to be supple. To be rigid is to break. To be yielding is to endure. We accept the heat, the hunger, and the eventual satisfaction, one breath at a time. As the sun dips behind the horizon, the silhouette of Wat Arun rises like a jagged crown against the burning sky. Viroj stands on a small balcony, watching the light change from orange to gold to deep indigo. At this hour, the city demands nothing. The bravest act we can perform is to stop reaching for the handles of control and simply watch the day depart. The sun sets without our help, and the moon rises just the same. Inside the temple, the air is cool and smells of old stone and incense. A single candle flickers, its flame a steady point of gold in the gathering dark. Ananda moves toward the exit, his shadow long on the floor. To leave is not to lose anything. It is simply to join the next part of the dance. We walk forward as the river does, carrying the Mai Pen Rai within us, stepping back into the roar of the city with a heart that has finally learned to let go.